que ahorita estoy enfocada en el rap, pero a lo mejor regreso al regional mexicano.
Alright, so there's so many things going on in this video. If you're not familiar with the people, that's Jose Torres. He became really famous, 2019, 2020?
Around there.
He copied us pretty much. That's a long story, who cares? So he's known to be outspoken, blah, 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 gave us blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then Jenny 6ix9ine, she was, how long ago was that, 3 years ago or so?
When she came out?
With her song, the 6ix9ine?
Yeah, when she's doing the whole Buchona, right?
Yes.
Buchona vibes.
Yes. Alright. So that's who they are. They've gone TikTok famous, viral. They've been on Pepe Garza's show. If you're not familiar with Pepe Garza, he was originally like the Simon Cowell of American Idol. Now he's got, I don't know what he's got. He's got like, I think record companies. He's a composer too. And he does interviews and things like that. All right. So that's a little bit about them. But there's a lot going on in this video, okay? And again, if you don't know who we are, we're 925 Rucas, Unfavorable Opinions. And a lot of our topic has to do with dropouts. And what do we mean by dropouts? Again, we're not just talking about the gang world. We're not just talking about the prison life. Yeah. We're talking about just in life, okay? But now we're going to talk about the music. Today we're going to talk about the music.
Yes.
Okay, because these are both musicians. And
you play the accordion.
I play the accordion, right? And so I'm considered música mexicana.
We're on other social media platforms.
Although I don't have any groups, I'm not signed to anybody. A lot of these famous names, they know my face. They know our faces from this Mexican accordion page that we're on and things like that. So we've had, like, for example, today, it's Ramon Ayala's birthday. Happy birthday, Ramon. And I tagged him, and then he posted me on his story. Yeah. And I talked to his nephew, who's the drummer. So there's little connections here and there, although we don't do big connections, big things. Yeah. And Jose Torres are always comparing me to him because, they say that he's no good at music.
But also, recently, right?
Yes, let's get into that. So we're talking about musicians right now, but now we're going to take it to
who this
we're still
guy
talking
is.
About music.
Yes.
Now. But this guy, okay, let's go into it, right? So a month ago or so, Jenny 6ix9ine was involved in this big
allegedly jumped. Chicana rappers.
Supposedly because she was supporting a chomo, right? Yeah. And so we've had a lot of flack. We've had a lot of comments with that too about SPM. We don't support SPM. I never knew who he was, to be honest with you. And I don't really like his music, so I'm not in that. The rap scene is not my stuff. It's not my type of music. It's not my flavor. All right. So now this guy, Jose Torres, let's go back. Let's give you some history. Yes. A few months ago, some stuff circulated where was she 14 at the time?
At the time.
The girl was like 14.
A couple of females came forward.
That they were in their 14s, 15s, and he was reaching out to their parents for a photo shoot. They came out in his photo shoot and his videos and whatnot, but then the messages got creepy where he wanted to buy them with cell phones and whatnot in exchange for services. We don't know what the services are, but we can use our imagination.
Yes.
Okay? So he goes on, everyone's confronting him. He goes on TikTok and on social media, and he does not deny it. He's
openly admits
that,
hey, soy un hombre, I'm a man, and that's what men do, and we might say
these
crazy
women,
things.
they throw themselves at people.
Young girls acting grown.
Yes. So we're going to leave it at that. Yes. You guys make your own. Me, I don't support that. I don't.
It's a pervert. That's just pervert. Okay? He openly admitted.
So now Jenny 6ix9ine, she was supporting the other pervert who is convicted. He is convicted, okay, on, if you're not familiar, and people, we got a lot of flack for this, but the paperwork is there. Doesn't matter if the girl lied. Doesn't matter. He's been in prison for over 20 years for conviction of going down on a 9-year-old girl. Okay, that's disgusting. Yeah. Whatever. But now we're talking about the music. We're talking about dropouts. I'm going to say Jenny 6ix9ine's a dropout now. She would be considered a dropout in my opinion. Why? Because she was doing the whole Buchona style. And you can switch genres in the music. That's fine. People do collabs and stuff all the time, of course. However, she was repping her Riverside. Now she's repping the Bay Area. Okay, a lot of people are for it. I'm not for it. No. I don't consider ourselves from the Bay Area. We're from Livermore. However, we are now technically considered like the very eastmost side of the Bay Area. Okay, so I'm not.
And now it just seems like now she's repping like. She's kind of now. It seems like now she really is going there with like the gang stuff.
Yeah,
right?
First they were saying she
and then I don't really know who the guy representing her is, but I saw some videos where they're saying all these norteños. But my question is, are they validated gang members or are they just dropouts? Is it
or are they just a show again? Yeah. Like we've talked about studio gangsters as well.
Yes.
So I'm not sure with that.
And so what she's doing now, it just seems like she's like a ranker, dude. She's from Southern California.
In
our opinion, she's still a scrap. And I mean, yeah, it's business, it's music, but I don't agree with it. Again, it is business. However, it's just, it just seems like now her whole genre, she's going there with the, like she said in this part, she's going with the rap scene.
So that's our opinion on that. Yeah. But we're still talking about these two people, right? And how are they connected? They're connected through the music, okay? But he openly admitted that he likes young girls. She's openly admitted that she's okay with music. She doesn't care. It shouldn't matter who you
And
listen
her
to.
manager guy, I think, right?
And the manager, yes.
Gold
Well, I don't know
Toes
if he's her
guy. We
manager.
don't know who he
he's her
is
manager,
to
but
her.
this Gold Toes guy.
That's representing her?
That's I don't even know.
Yeah.
But he was on a couple of shows talking about, it's a great, but I'm not sure if he's funding her video about the
Not
Bay Area.
sure.
Not sure. But I saw him on American Cholo. If you're not familiar with American Cholo, look him up on Instagram. And I like American Cholo. And he was talking about, like, we have to hear the guy's side. What is there to hear? He's been doing over 20 years for his conviction, okay?
Yeah.
Plain and simple. You guys can disagree.
Yeah, just
That's
our
fine.
opinion.
This is just our opinion. So now let's go back to this. What it seems to me, what am I going to get out of this? What is my take on this whole situation? Let's move on, since we said there was a lot going on in this
Yes.
video. Let's move on past the music. Let's just move on characteristics of people. I'm going to say that flip-floppers, but not only that, I'm going to say that this is a group of people. This is the new day and age we're living in, right? And it's Christmas time, right?
Yes.
We're supposed to be celebrating the Lord and his birth and rejoicing. Well, I'm going to say that this is like a demons and angels thing, right? And the people that support people like them are on the demon side. And you can disagree with me. Maybe this is too deep and you're not.
Perhaps.
This is for whoever can understand what we're saying, okay? Because now we're going into that. And
Spiritual warfare,
Spiritual
I believe.
warfare, yes.
And you're seeing it a lot in the music industry.
And what are you seeing? You're seeing the sins. You're seeing that they're making it sound okay, this group, that it's okay to hang out with people that like
music's
that
just music.
lifestyle.
I think if you're, let's get back to the music. I think if you're listening to music of somebody who's been convicted of charges like that's supporting. It doesn't matter if it's just music.
Because you're buying their streams or whatever you're doing. You can disagree with us if you like on that.
Yeah.
However, that's just how I feel on that. But I also want to talk about these groups of people. I really feel like that's kind of what we're going at here in this world, where they're trying to really, the people that are for that stuff, the sinning and maybe I'm sounding too political, too churchy. Well, that's too bad. All right. Yes, I'm not perfect. I'm human. I say bad words and things like that. However, I feel like this group of people is what we should be. Those who are believers, those are true believers like ourselves. Those who really are with the Lord. And I'm not saying, again, we're not perfect. We're all sinners, right? But when you're allowing this behavior, these types of sins, gluttony, greed, adultery, lust, all of these things that I feel that these two people represent, then you're going into another area. And that's where I think it's kind of scary. I think it's kind of scary because I think there's a little more people that agree with that kind of stuff than the ones that are where we're like, whoa, let's take a step back. So what are your thoughts on that, Emily? Should we leave it at that? I think we said enough, right? So we're going to leave it to you guys. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys think that we're just crazy and oh my gosh? Or do you think is it opening your mind to think outside the box and be like, hey, wait a minute? Because remember, again, and I don't like to preach, and I'm not trying to preach, and I'm not gonna, but the devil comes in many forms.
Pretty packages as well.
Oh yeah, pretty packages. And what's the other one? But then the best quote that I heard was, again, a lot of these people, they don't care about eternal life. So it looks pretty here on this earth, but why? Because this is the best that they're going to have, the closest thing to reaching heaven. So we'll leave it at that. Have a good night.